Okay, hello. This is the holes. These are the holes. And see how it's ripped down here? See all these lines here? See this hole right here? That was the awning that they broke. The awning was connected to this trailer, but it was made to be barely connected so that high wind would make the awning come from over there and run into the trailer, which made the holes over there. They were trying to hopefully get me because I come out here in the yard all the time to paint, or I used to paint my Kia. Remember, my Kia had a lot of paint about my pain and my nightmare and my suffering, and everyone would come out and try to hurt me. Well, the people, they made the awning really loose so that during the wind they were hoping it would come and permanently harm me, but it actually just made a hole in the trailer and a hole in the Kia, the old Kia. There wasn't any trailer in front of this trailer, so they knew the only person that could possibly get hurt would be me. And that is the story of the awning that everybody wonders about. And here is my yard. I have a yard that is bizarre, right? But it all goes with victims. So see, look at this little one with the cactus. And the cactus looks kind of strange. And it looks like all these little bizarre plants. There was a victim. The victim was buying different weird little plants that were cheap to put into something just like this. And it was a little girl. And she had a little pinwheel thing. See the little pinwheel thing and the little white thing in the back with the flowers? That goes with the same victim. Now the back sign, it was different. It said something different on it. And it belonged to a little girl victim. And the murderers encouraged her to make something beautiful, and they put it over her dead body. So her dead body actually is over here, not here in my yard, but over. I'm replicating the crime scene. The body was under these little pinwheel, pretty cute things, and they put the flower thing right next to the body as like an insult to the child wanting to live and have something beautiful. They put it as a gross, horrible nightmare to the end of the life of this girl that they killed. And everything is connected to my nightmare, or when I died a bunch of times. And there's a lot of big trees. See all these little big trees? They're like mini trees, but they're everywhere. And there's a bag right there. And there's this Christmassy stuff. It's all Christmassy back there. See, that looks like a miniature view of a crime scene. And it's one of the saddest, most brutal, horrifying murders of my nightmare. And there are bodies among all the area. And the area looks exactly like this. And it even has a bag in the corner that's been sitting there for years. So I left the bag so that I can do this and show you a better view of what it would look like. Now see, back here, I have these little, there's just one flower. See, there's just one flower there. And there's these herbs. Okay, this was a teenager and a little tiny thing of plants right here with a little strange little bed of plants. Okay, this is a crime scene that matches with a teenager connected to my nightmare. She was trying to make her own little like gardeny area in the corner of where she lived, and her parents murdered her with the murderers from my nightmare. And this is what her crime scene looks like. There's these trees. See, these trees are kind of falling over. They're really big plants, but they're kind of falling over the edge side edge thing. And it's a weird tree right here. And these little water things, the victims often left these little water things for bugs. And they left these water things for bugs because they were taught by the murderers to do it. I don't know why. I think the mentality of the murderers was that everybody's going to have something nice, except that the victim, when they die, I think it was more of like a morbid, everybody gets something good but you, because in the end your garden and everything is just what I'm going to put your dead body with. I think it was just a morbid, gross, sick thing. But this is how the area looked for that teenage girl. And then there's over here. I've had this one for a while. This is an herbal area too. And this is connected to a tiny baby. So this is a replica of what a murderer did before they killed their tiny baby. They were trying to make a beautiful, big, vibrant oasis of herbs and gardening things, but it kind of died off, and it looked kind of just like this. And near it is a baby that they killed. They killed their own baby. And then this stuff right here, see all this, and this one has one of these trees too. And it's a weird area. It looks just like this. This looks just like the crime scene of another child that was murdered connected to my nightmare. Now you go over here, and this one has a mask, and it has this circle thing. Now my circle thing says something different. In the crime scene, it's just a circle thing with different writing. It's sad writing of a little girl that knew the murderers were gonna kill her, and she got a little square. See that little square? The crime scene, it looks like that. The little square was because she felt like she could see into her soul. She was so sad that she knew these murderers kept looking at her weird, and she knew something bad was going to happen, and she felt like that was like the mirror to her soul. And that mask reminded her that everybody is the really mean bad guy trying to act like they're nice, and she's very afraid, and they killed her. Now see over here, and see this, it's got like a little Easter basket-y thing. And it's got these little plants everywhere, some herbs too, and plants. This matches with the crime scene of an older person, which is actually sad. And right here where you see this with the little Easter baskety thing, the older person is buried in a back corner of an area that looks like this. See, and then there's a weird corn thing, and it had like crosses. It didn't have this love thing. It doesn't exist at the crime scene, but it had a cross similar to this, and it had bats. It had these bat things and this old Christmassy wreath, and it had this. And it's along like a yard wall kind of thing, and it had a cross just like this. It had an Eastery like old cross that had worn down over time. And this crime scene, there's a bunch of bodies near this. So there's something that looks like that, and there's bodies all over near that area. And then in the front, everything I have is connected to victims. This replicates a crime scene, but it's at the front of a trailer. So see, I live at a trailer, and so did the victim. So the victim lived at a trailer, and the victim made this all cutesy. It was a teenage victim again. They made a cute thing and ended up dead. And the reality is that where the teenager made this cute thing, that's where they died. They're dead in that area, and investigators don't know. So I keep everything here in case investigators want to poke around and realize that I've got all the answers in my yard, because there's a lot of dead bodies connected to my nightmare. A lot of murderers murdered a lot of people. And then this front area, it's a mimic of an actual like